Now, granted, my soap is really good. Even on the other side where we pre-rinsed it, it's significantly cleaner. You have a really dirty car, pre-soak with the Jimbo soap, and then foam, and you virtually have a touchless car wash. Is there a better way to get a really dirty car cleaner faster than the traditional pre-rinse? As we showed in a previous video, pre-rinsing really isn't as good as just foaming the car and letting the chemical do the work. But I did think, man, I have a little bit left of the Jimbo's soap that is coming soon. Let me put it in a foaming sprayer and do half the car with a pre-soak instead of a pre-rinse to see if pre-soaking the car and then foaming it is actually a safer and more effective way to clean a car. So that's what we're gonna show. In this video, I'm gonna foam and pre-soak half the car and not pre-soak the other half of the car to see which side after just the pre-soak is actually cleaner. And I'm gonna do my best to only do half the car. Okay, so we've done the whole side of the car. I'm gonna let it dwell for a few minutes, but we've already started to see kind of that white foam turn into like kind of darkish brown. It kind of looks orangey too with the color, but I'm gonna let this half dwell for a few minutes, probably up to about 3 minutes, depending upon what the weather is like in your region. I know I could get at least 3 minutes right now. And really the idea behind this is just letting the foam do the work, lift the dirt off the surface that a lot of times just a pre-rinse doesn't do, but I wanted to demo that in this video. And so we'll let that dwell a few minutes and then we'll rinse it off. The best collaboration in the history of the detailing industry just happened. That's right, Amazon/Jimbo's Detailing. All my Jimbo's Detailing products are now up on Amazon. So if you're a Prime shopper, you can get free shipping over on Amazon. I'll make sure to link below, but Jimbo's Detailing and Amazon, the collaboration of the century. It's been about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna do my best to rinse it all off. Okay, now let's jump over to the non-pre-soaked side, and then we'll be able to compare both of them. All right, I really tried to take my time on the pre-rinsing side because I know someone in the comments is going to be like, well, I timed it and you spent, 48 seconds on the pre-soaking side and not on the pre-rinsing side. So I actually think I spent a little bit more time on the pre-rinsing side. And without even drying it, you could see how much more of the yellow spots, I guess, are all over not only the window, but the paintwork, and even under the pressure washer, these weren't coming off. Really evident right here. Really evident right here, and more, all the way down the whole side of the car. Did not come off the glass or paintwork. The mirror still dirty. And if we look at the hood, especially when you compare the other side, not only do we have the kind of yellow dots, but we also have all the dirt still stuck on there. When if you flip over to the pre-soaked side, there are still some boogers in the paint like that, but you see how much more broken down they are. They're actually broken down and ready for that agitation. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, because again, we're going for a safer wash. We want to let the chemicals do the bulk of the lifting. And so even though there are still some little boogers in there, when we go around the pre-soaked side of the car, it is significantly cleaner. Again, we haven't touched this at all yet. So the windows, all down the paint, significantly cleaner. So what I want to see now is I want to go into foaming the car. So you could see how much safer it would be if you just went to a standard 2-bucket wash right now. You still have a lot of dirt and contamination on the just pre-rinse side of the car. So you really do need to pre-soak it. Now we're going to go into a larger pre-soak of just foaming the whole entire car and seeing if, and we're still using the JIMBO soap. And so then we're going to see if we can get some more of this off and how much cleaner the pre-soaked side even is after that. All right, let me get that foam can in. All right, so now we're going to foam the whole entire car. And again, using the JIMBO soap, which is coming soon. Maybe it's even out by the time you see this video. So if it is, I will make sure to link it below so you can get it. So while that dwells and I have your attention, the Jimbo soap is a pH 9 foaming soap. And I've done the whole development for this soap right here on YouTube. I'll try to remember to link those videos, but if not, just check out my channel. And I think I'm right at the final formula. And the idea behind this soap is a soap that you can use as a regular maintenance soap to replace your pH neutral soap that would just have better cleaning ability without being a higher pH. So there's a lot of other soaps out there that are, you know, pH 12, 13, 14, and we're getting all into this like 3 pH system, and it's, brands are just confusing everything and overcomplicating everything. I wanted one simple soap, that was a not extremely high pH. I was willing to go up to about 9.5 on the pH scale. Heavily dilutable, so 7-to-1 dilution in a foam cannon. It could be used in a, as you saw, a pump sprayer. It could be used in a spray bottle if you want. It could be used as a pre-soak, like we saw, which I think is really the way to go. Or you can use it on the weekly basis without drying out plastics, without ruining your finish, without any of that. So again, it's in a foam cannon at 7-to-1. When it's hitting the surface of the car is going to be around a pH 8 to 8.5. If you want to boost up that pH, you could use more soap and it would be higher pH. I think it's an 11 in the bottle. And that's another thing. I didn't want to have to put it in a special bottle or anything like that. So coming soon, if you're watching this right when it comes out, or it's already out, and either way, I'll make sure to link not only this soap, but all my Jimbo's detailing products on the website and on Amazon. So a couple more minutes of this dwelling, and then we will rinse the whole thing again. And the whole idea, or the goal, I guess, of this soap was, could we wash a car without a contact wash, without mitting it? How clean could we get the surface of the car without actually touching it? Thus would be a safer wash, especially in the winter months, for people that deal with all kinds of weather. So how clean can we get the car without even touching it, and without being damaging to those sensitive materials, like I said, with the plastics and stuff like that. So that's what we accomplished with the Jimbo soap, coming soon. So another really great thing about the soap that I wanted to mention is that it's okay to let it start to dry a little bit. You don't want it to dry fully, but because it's not a high pH soap, you don't have to worry about it staining or streaking anything. So my favorite way, or how I know when to start rinsing it off, is like right kind of where it's at right now, which it's not all the way dry, but it's definitely starting to dry. So this is the indication to me of when it is a good time to rinse off the soap. Now, depending upon where you live and what the current temperature is and all that stuff, this may happen sooner or longer, but that's exactly what the soap is designed to do too. So if you live in Canada in the winter, you can let this dwell much longer, which is gonna help it, the cleaning ability, it's gonna help it clean even longer. So let's rinse this off. Rinsability is another big thing that I wanted to work on too, was it had to not only foam really good, but it also had to rinse off really good. And I think, I've never really tested this before other than this video, but I think what we're gonna see is actually the pre-rinse side, or excuse me, the pre-soak side is still going to be cleaner, but we'll see. All right, so we'll let this dry a little bit and then we will see what side is cleaner. Obviously the soap, if we can kind of show a little before and after, even after that rinse, a lot of these spots that were on the car, on the pre-rinsed only side that were like on this door right here, are starting to be removed down here. So the soap is doing its job, definitely, but because of the severity of this car, how long do you think it had been since it had been washed? A year? So if you're dealing with a car that hasn't been washed for a year, you got a lot of caked on dirt. And so if you have that and you still want to do more of a touchless solution, you're probably going to need to pre-soak. But I'll even show you pre-soaking with just this, pH 8 soap, how you're going to get a really, really clean surface. So let's let it dry for a little bit and then I'll bring you in and we'll show you the after. So it's just about dried, but I think the comparables are very evident that on a car that has been, sat outside, it's daily driven, hasn't been washed in at least a year, maybe longer. If you want to get it as clean as possible, pre-soaking it is going to be the way to go. Now, granted, my soap is really good. So even on the other side where we pre-rinsed it and then foamed it, it's significantly cleaner after the foam than it was after the pre-rinse. And the point I'm trying to make here is that pre-rinsing is just a waste of water. So either, my favorite way to do it is on a car that's, say, my personal car I wash once a week. From dry, I just foam it and I let the foam dwell and clean the car, and then I rinse it away and have a perfectly clean surface. Now, we saw how good the foam is and that soap is on this side where we pre-rinsed and showed that the pre-rinse virtually did nothing. Now, there are still some boogers on it that aren't on the other side, and that is because we pre-soaked it. So if you have a really dirty car, pre-soak with the JIMBO soap, ideally, and then foam, and you virtually have a touchless car wash. Now, this car does need to be decontaminated. It has hard water spots, and if you want to see how to remove hard water spots from glass or chrome or whatever, I'll have another video followed up with that. There's some deep hard water spots down in here that we will remove in another video. But the point of this video is to show you that pre-rinsing and all this talk of pre-rinsing a car is just a waste of water. So either go straight to foaming on a dry car or pre-soak with a pump sprayer or pre-soak of some kind if you have a really neglected car that you want to get clean. But either way, you don't need to pre-rinse. So that's the point of this video, and I hope that was evident in showing that on this, and I'm very happy with how the JIMBO soap did as a pre-soak on that side. And so if you want more on that, I have a ton of videos developing that soap and more videos on hard water spot remover and protecting your paint and all that. And so yeah, with that, I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.